Today we're talking about mashed potatoes, but don't worry, there'll be a Michelin star message.
Hey Rockstars, I'm JB, expert salesperson and master presenter.
I'm the doctor, psychologist, and behavioral expert.
This is the Entrepreneur Mastery Lab podcast.
Welcome to the Entrepreneur Mastery Lab podcast. You know, I won't be having to say that name much longer, as we'll be rebranding coming the new year. We're excited for you guys to hear about that. Don't want to give too much away yet. We have given some clues along the way. I'm interested for you guys to hop in the comments and let me know what you think. Take some guesses. But it's me flying solo today. And as you probably heard in the intro, I'm talking about mashed potatoes. As we all know, Thanksgiving just passed. It's last week, Thanksgiving. Very thankful for all of you. I'll be especially thankful once you hit that subscribe button, like, follow, give those 5-star ratings. Be even more thankful. But we're going to talk potatoes. I don't know about a lot of you out there, but on Thanksgiving and most holidays, I do the majority of the cooking, pretty much all of it. Someone will drop off a dessert or bring a side, but I'm doing all the cooking. So this year, to step it up a notch, because why not, I decided to take on Michelin star 32 times over, chef of the century, Joël Robuchon's mashed potatoes. And if you ever had them, you know how delicious they are. And it turns out it's not really a hard process. It's just very tedious. So as I'm starting along, you have to cook the potatoes, obviously. You peel the potatoes. You rice the potatoes, you mash potatoes, you add an obscene amount of butter. But to really make it to that next level, you have to mash it through a sieve or a strainer. So I took on that challenge and I started to do it. And I realized there's much better tools for the job than what I had. All I had was a little strainer that I was using to put about 3 pounds of potatoes in. Not too fun. So I started off and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a long process. But I did what every good chef did and caring person in the room. I invited everyone over to taste a before and after potato before I went too far along. And across the board, resounding response was the Joël Robuchon style potatoes were much better. And that meant I had to keep going. Couldn't stop. Wanted to stop. Couldn't stop. Now I'm committed to the process. And I continued on for the next hour or so, putting those potatoes through the strainer just to get that consistency that lived up to the Michelin star rating. So now when you Google best mashed potatoes in the world, Joël Robuchon's name will pop up, but I should be there with an asterisk. But why am I telling you about mashed potatoes? Besides I want someone else to suffer along with me. They were delicious. They were a hit. They were probably the best potatoes I ever made. And I've made some good potatoes in my life. Resounding hit throughout the thing. But why are we talking that on a business podcast? We are talking about that because the idea of doing something tedious to get a result, sometimes we have to push through. Was my hand cramping? Absolutely. I had a spoon and a strainer, and that was it. Better tools made a difference? Absolutely. Do we always have all the tools that we need? No. Sometimes we don't have access to them in that moment. Did I learn a lesson to get those tools before I do that next time? Absolutely. But in that moment, I didn't have it. I had what I had. And I either had the decision to stop and give them delicious mashed potatoes or to continue and make the best mashed potatoes I've ever made. And that was just a mission and a choice that I had to make at that time. I continue to go on. I got insight and input from others, which was helpful to make sure it was worth that journey. And then guess what? To them, it was worth that journey. So then it became me worth that journey. So sometimes we have to, in life and entrepreneurship, push through the tedious to stay on task. Did I want to stay up late last night working on a project? No. But did I have a due date today? Yeah. So did we do it? There's a lot of times we have to just do things that we don't want to do in this world of entrepreneurship and business owners, especially understand what it's like to having to push through when it's uncomfortable. So just think about the results. Think about the people you're making happy along the way. Probably the happiest person was me, because I had to compare. I've had those potatoes before, so I had something to compare it to. The rest just got to experience their best mashed potato ever now. But I think that's the thing to think about this process. We love interruptions when we forget to silence our phone. Yes, Darth Vader was agreeing with me that those were the best mashed potatoes also. If we ever get stuck in that moment where you're having to make the decision, just ask yourself, A, is the outcome going to be worth the process? Not always will be. But if you believe it will be, then you have to just push through the uncomfortableness of going through these things. And that's just part of what we have to do. So hopefully you take a little bit of a lesson through my challenge of making mashed potatoes. I hope you enjoy that story. And if you're ever in town, or if you're local, give me a shout. We'll make some potatoes together. It was a lot of fun outside of the cramps, and the result was definitely worth it. So do something new for yourself. Get out there, get out of your comfort zone, push through the tediousness, and make the mashed potatoes of your day. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Take a good lesson. Everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We get to the holiday season. I know it's going to be a crazy few weeks, month ahead of us, especially the next few weeks of just pushing and grinding. Speaking about being tedious. So I hope you guys are doing everything you have to keep yourself ready for that push. Get good sleep, get good rest, hydrate, get good nutrition. Keep going. It's going to be tedious. I know. A lot of stuff coming up the next month. And then again, be excited for our new launch with the new branding and new name in the new year. If you guys have any questions, please always slide into our DMs. We are happy to respond. We love hearing your stories. And while you're there, share a little bit about what you made over Thanksgiving and what you were super proud of and what you took a lot of time and effort to make. Remember, you could always find us online at jbandthedoctor.com. You can find us on all social medias at jbandthedoctor. As you can see, you can find me on my handle and JB on his as well. Give us a follow. We love to hear and interact with all of you. We'll see you next time. Have an awesome day. Peace out, yo.